Chris 75704 leads us into our next segue because I was legit just about to talk about it. He says, report is that Ish was cut earlier today. Okay, guys. So instead of me just rambling on about the Phoenix Suns and all that stuff, okay, before I don't know if I should show you guys the clip or just pull up the quote because the audio from this clip really isn't that good, unfortunately. But Dwayne Rankin had a clip earlier where he was talking to Frank Vogel and he asked him, whatever, we're just going to react to it. Again, the audio is pretty terrible. I'm not going to play the full clip because they start talking about other things halfway on. But in case you guys missed it, Ish Wainright has been temporarily waived. Now, he is waived. He wasn't even at the game tonight. He was at the Diamondbacks game tonight. But there's a plot twist to this waive. First off, you have to clear waivers for like 48 hours, whatever the case may be, right? I'm not trying to sound like an Ish Wainright hater, but it didn't really surprise me necessarily because, one, he did have that injury. We haven't even seen him all preseason. But two, this team is just so loaded. It's like, I don't know where the minutes are going to be for Ish Wainright. But there is a plot twist here because before the game, like I mentioned, Dwayne Rankin was talking to Frank Vogel. And again, the audio sucks. So here's what Frank Vogel said on Ish Wainright. And here we go.
Ish, waving him and just maybe he didn't obviously get a chance to play hardly at all, but what went into maybe the thinking of letting him go?
Yeah, just we're hoping to bring him back. First of all, we want to say that. So it's hopefully more of a logistical thing, and we'll have opportunities to go elsewhere if someone pursues him. But we're big on Ish Wainright. We're believers in him, and they just agreed to something we're going to do with the contract dates and whatnot. We're hoping to have him back.
So I know it was kind of hard to hear Frank Vogel there, but he said a couple of key things. Right off the bat, he said, we're hoping to bring him back. That surprised me. And then he said, we're big believers in Ish Wainright. Now, even though I took it as a negative, Frank Vogel, now I want to make sure I'm getting this right too. Now, this was before Ish Wainright was released. Frank Vogel said this about Ish Wainright. Now, keep in mind, this was before he got released. Frank Vogel on Ish Wainright. He was in here, the gym this summer, more than anybody on our team. Extremely, extremely dedicated hard worker. Wants to perfect his craft. A good culture guy, and our whole organization loves having him around. I've enjoyed getting to know him. Now, keep in mind, that was on October 14th, all before this. And when I first heard that, I was like, oh, God, he's getting waived. But doesn't that kind of sound like a Frank Vogel guy? He was in the gym this summer more than anybody. Extremely, extremely dedicated hard worker, good culture guy, blah, blah, blah. So that's why it kind of surprised me when he said, we're hoping to bring him back. We're big believers in Ish Wainright. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen. But if your head coach is saying, yeah, we want him back, I think he's got a good chance. And he was at the Arizona Diamondbacks game tonight. Just saying. But again, I don't know where the minutes are going to be. And we have to make 2 cuts, I believe. We got 3 2-way spots now because the NBA introduced a 3rd one. So I don't know. But I did want to talk about that. That was definitely something I wanted to cover. I don't know who we're going to cut. Keep in mind, Damian Lee is still out with that injury. These are the hard questions and things that the front office and Matt Ishbia and Josh Bartelstein and James Jones and all them and Frank Vogel and his coaching staff have to address and figure out. Abraham says Ish does have a big work ethic and shows off his presence every time he steps on the court. Exactly. Jason says sign someone else on that two-way. There are better players out there than Ish that are free. Okay. I'm not saying you're wrong, Jason, but if they're that good, are they really going to sign a two-way deal? You know what I mean? And even though Monty Williams used this word a lot, continuity is kind of important. Just saying, I mean, I get what you're saying. I'm not trying to like downplay what you're saying, but I just, the NBA is expensive. Ish does nothing on this roster. He's not going to get minutes, says Jason.
What's up, son?